Hi, Twin Flames, and welcome back today. Welcome back to you. Harry is here to say a big hello. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. This is Tarot for You 444, and my name is Nat or Natasha. I don't mind what you call me as long as you don't call me late for dinner. I'm joking. I like to joke sometimes, so yeah, me and Harry are friends on the channel only, and then after I say goodbye on the channel, he goes back to bed and I don't talk to him outside of the channel. Okay, just FYI. Okay, so I've had a request to do a video on signs he is my DM. Okay, so not signs he is my direct message, but signs he is my divine masculine. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do 3 or 4 different divine masculines. All right. So what I want you to do now is, I'm not very organized this morning because it's early here, but I want you to just pick divine masculine number 1, divine masculine number 2, divine masculine number 3. Yeah, 1, 2, or 3. Okay, so you can watch the whole video anyway, but if you want to, know, I'm going to try and just do, between 5 and 7 minutes for each divine masculine. So this is signs that he's your divine masculine. Okay, so we're going to go through his thoughts, feelings, and the way he acts, and then we're going to do, his cheeky little secrets that you might not know about, some messages from spirit, and then some love messages. Okay, so this should give you clarity on whether or not, if you were wondering if this is your divine masculine or not, or it's not set in stone. So take what resonates and leave the rest, and just remember that this is not a private reading. So you might see signs, say I'm going to give you, 16 different signs for each divine masculine in this instance. There might be 12 out of the 16. So that would be a really good sign that he is your divine masculine. All right, so let's get started. I have kind of half organized myself, but Harry, he comes in and he plays around with the cards while I'm not in here, I think. He must do. Okay. All right. So divine masculine number 1, let's take a look at you and see who you are. What do you think about divine masculine number 1? Okay. So for divine masculine number 1, he is the type to come in with loads of messages. Okay. He comes in loving. He comes in passionate. He may even want to have sex, or share pictures. He thinks a lot about a lot of things, the truth about things. Perhaps he studies I don't know, are aliens real, or is there life on the moon, or is there not all alien related, but the truth about things, like philosophical things, like where did the Bible originate from, or what is the truth about this historical thing or that historical thing. So he thinks a lot about a lot of things. So he's a thinker. Okay. He also thinks a lot about how to build up his money. Okay, so he thinks about, how can I make more money? How can I create more abundance? So that he can spend more time on his thinking and on his passions. This is a very passionate divine masculine who seems to be quite awake. Awake, as in, he didn't just hop out of bed and wake up. Awakened to spirituality, or to the flim train journey. What? Harry. Oh dear. Wow. He may also stumble over his words. Okay, the twin flame journey was what I was trying to say. Okay, so that's his thinking space, this particular divine masculine. Oh Lord, it's far too early in Australia today. Okay, so his feelings. Okay, so this divine masculine has been through it. You know, there's been people, places, situations that have affected him mentally. Okay, this may be a past energy, or it may be an energy that comes up for him, you know, when he gets stressed. So he overthinks, okay, which is in his feeling space. So, you know, you're not really supposed to overthink in your feeling space. You know, instead of feeling with his heart, he overthinks a lot. And this could be related to, you know, that he does a lot of research about things. You know, he thinks a lot. He's a thinker. Could be an air sign. Could be an air sign. Okay, but also he feels emotional. He feels loving. He feels like he wants to come in, you know, as this masculine energy, but yet he's feminine. You know what I mean? So without kind of trying to put, you know, words, without trying to say that the masculine can't be feminine and that feminine can't be masculine, that's not what I mean. But he's got this nurturing energy about him as well, which is usually more of a feminine trait. But I'm really feeling, you know, this soft, beautiful energy. You know, he's the type of man that would think to, or masculine energy, I shouldn't say man because, you know, it's not gender based, but he's the type of energy that can come in and be soft and loving, you know, perhaps give you a massage, perhaps, you know, feels like he wants to cook you dinner, feels like he wants to be nurturing and loving. You know, look how beautiful the horse is in this picture. You know, he feels the beauty of life. He feels the beauty of his divine feminine. You know, he feels that within his heart space, even though he's a thinker. So he's, you know, it's a kind of like a cross between an air sign and a water sign here. You know, there's a lot of thinking going on and there's a lot of feeling going on. And there's also a lot of passion. So, you know, maybe it's Mark Anthony, that singer. You know what I mean? I can't think of that song. I don't know, maybe you can write it down in the comments. You know what I mean? But it's like, you know, this passionate Latino or Spanish, or I'm not sure what culture he's from, but you know what I mean? It's like this lover wants to come in and, you know, cook you dinner and wash your feet and, you know, but then he has to just take a pause for a moment because he's got to think about everything. He's got to think philosophically about life. And here he is in his thinking space again, you know, making decisions about how he wants his world to be related to the twin flame journey or not. So this is someone passionate, loving, and intelligent. You know, it's, you know, wow. You know, if you could go to Spain and meet your lover, this guy seems to be it for now. Let's see what else we've got here. Okay, so thinking, feeling, action space. Okay, this is his action in his life in general, all right? So it says, my health and well-being are natural forever. So he takes care of himself. He may use herbs or plant-based foods, or you know, traditionally he understands, you know, that food, let food be thy medicine. You know, I'm kind of getting like someone who may have studied plants or herbs or medicinal things that, you know, aren't Western, more of an Eastern type of philosophy on this. Okay, so he also tries to seek joy, tries to enjoy his life, not in a frivolous way, but in a freeing way. You know, he understands that life is to be lived in joy and happiness. So he's positive. Okay, And there's another freeing card that comes up for him. You know, there is nothing for me to guard against. So he's not in a defensive energy. You know, he's in a beautiful flowing kind of energy. And the only thing that seems to really, you know, get in the way of that is that sometimes he's overthinking. Sometimes, you know, he feels like he needs clarity on certain subjects. You know, if someone says to him, oh, did you see this on the news, blah, 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 you know, they were talking about this historical cathedral that was, you know, burned down in I don't know, 1492. And he might go, oh, well, let me go and research that. You know, he likes to know the truth about things. He doesn't just, you know, want to go on social media and read an article and go, oh, well, that's the way it is. You know, he's far more intelligent than that. Okay, so secrets about this guy that he probably would never share with anyone is that he longs to travel or go on an overseas holiday. Okay, he, you know, this is kind of like a childhood dream for this divine masculine. He's passionate about traveling and seeing places and, you know, meeting new people and, you know, going on a little adventure. Okay. He may have received inheritance from a loved one, or he may be very successful in business. Okay. This card for me also denotes that he could be either using some type of magic, you know, as in alchemy kind of magic. How do I explain that better? You know, he could be doing spell work, that kind of thing. I'm not getting a dark energy from this, but, you know, just, you know, he could be lighting candles, he could be burning sage, he could be using manifestations or law of attraction, you know, type things. He also could, this card for me is also the, you know, sometimes people are using pain medication or drugs. That's just for a small few, okay? So sometimes they may use marijuana, or, you know, if they've got a headache, they'll have an Advil or a Panadol, however you say it in your culture. You know, it can denote a past use of narcotics as well, okay? That's a secret that you may not know about this divine masculine. You know, I don't feel that it's an issue now, but it's, you know, it is a possible thing that could come up in the future. Okay, the other secret that you don't know about this divine masculine is that they've been unlucky in love. You may not know this secret about them. They've been unlucky in love. Okay, they've longed for this, you know, two soulmates forever. They've longed for a love and understanding between two people. They long for, you know, a connection that's unbreakable, that will last forever. And they haven't had it yet. Okay, so Spirit wants to tell you, wow, Spirit, this is Spirit's advice to them. Okay, so if Spirit could talk to them, they would say, I love you. I'm also feeling that this particular divine masculine has someone that's a past loved one in heaven that's saying, you know, or wherever you believe that people go, in the ethereal realm, okay, in spirit, that says, I love you to this particular divine masculine. This divine masculine also needs to do some washing or some laundry, you know, would be what most people would know it as. In Australia, we say we're going to do the washing. So we mean wash our clothes, but, you know, do the laundry, okay? And if, you know, they were worrying about work, there is the possibility of a promotion coming for them. Okay, so what does this divine masculine, what would this divine masculine say to you from his soul, all right? So not necessarily in the 3D physical world, not in the matter field world, but in the ethereal realm, you know, soul to soul, what would he say to you? Wow. When I look into your eyes, I know I have found the mirror of my own soul. So telepathically, in, soul to soul, he knows that you're twins. Wow, that's beautiful. Just because I let you go doesn't mean I wanted to. This is speaking of, this past life connection, as in, you've been together in previous lifetimes. If you don't believe in lifetimes, that's fine, in past lives, that's okay. I'm not pushing any agenda here. I'm just, feeling that empathically that this is what he's meaning. He's meaning just because I let you go doesn't mean I wanted to. Okay? I'm sorry that this is how things turned out. He's speaking about the world situation and how you may not be able to get to one another at this time, or that there's a block in between your union at this time. Okay, so a person or people, places and situations are in the way of this connection, and I feel very strongly that the root chakra for both of you, if this is your divine masculine, and I'm speaking of your divine masculine, the root chakra for both of you needs work. Okay, there is a fear here of commitment to one another. There is also a fear that there's not going to be enough security or stability here. Okay, the underlying message for this particular divine masculine is, I need you because I love you. I need you because I love you. All right, so that's divine masculine number 1. What a beautiful energy. This is the Spanish lover that you never knew you could have. Although, your lover, your twin flame may not be Spanish, okay? But if he was, think Ricky Martin meets Albert Einstein, right? That's for divine masculine number 1. All right, so we'll move on now. That one makes me laugh. I like him. Divine masculine number 1. He wants to give you massages and go shopping and, I don't know, perhaps even do your laundry for you, divine feminine. He's really cool. I like him a lot. Oh, divine masculine number 2. Let's take a look. I'm going to just write down the timestamps here.